Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Vince from Posture Prime, where I help you with your posture and overall health. So let's get at it. So today we're in the bedroom and I'm going to break down basically the three sleeping positions we have is the back, the side and the front. So I get asked all the time, Vince, what is the best sleeping position? And there's no right or wrong answer to this, because some people prefer to sleep in the front, with their back, or their side. Whatever position you find that you can get over to sleep is number one. Some people try to sleep on their back, but they struggle to go over to the front. So I want to make sure that we can support our body in the right sleeping posture, so we don't end up stiff and sore and achy, which is very common. So the problems I see faced with back sleepers is they tend to sort of pillow up too much and they create that neck shoulder hump. So when you're lying on your back, you want to be as flat as possible so the neck's not overly extended. So whenever you're sleeping, you don't want to be in this position too long. Often when we're maybe at a desk or at our work, we're already at this position and people find it comfortable to prop their head in this position when they're sleeping, but you want to try to level out a little bit to try to straighten out that curve. So I'm going to just demonstrate and show what that commonly looks like. So when you're lying down, you watch out for this, guys, where people tend to prop their pillows up and they like to sleep like this. And you can see that I'm curved. Now yes, it's comfortable, but if you're in this position for 8 hours, you're going to end up basically used in this position. So you want to make sure, ideally the less pillows the better, but I advise starting slowly and instead of going from 3 pillows down to 1, start with maybe 2, try to get a smaller pillow and work your way down. So you can tell from the side, it's literally lying down a lot flatter and showcasing that there. So you can see my back and everything is a lot flatter. That's number one. What you also want to make sure is you want to support underneath the knees. So whenever you're lying flat, the head, neck's just slightly supported. You want something underneath the knees because often the hamstrings can be a little bit tight. The hamstrings are tight, it tends to pull on our lower back. So people tend to feel they get a sore back. So a small pillow under the knees makes a massive difference. It lifts them up and then you can rest. I would say don't elevate them too much because it leaves them quite short and you end up having them short hamstrings. So it's always nice to keep them supported, but it's also nice to stretch them out nice and straight at times too, so they're not left in that short position. But for sleeping, those are the big two cues where people tend to prop up too much and they don't support the back of the knees. So that's the key tips. And also try to make sure when you're doing it, your knees are supported. Keeping your arms down your sides or on your chest. If you find that you're up around the head, it tends to lock up the shoulders and you tend to find it traps nerves. Another point is when you're sleeping on your back, people tend to suffer with snoring. But you really want to make sure that you keep your mouth closed when you're sleeping so it doesn't activate the snoring response. Some people struggle to keep their mouth closed because you can't snore your mouth closed at the same time, but you can get tape that helps to keep your mouth closed and activates your nose to breathe, which is a great tip for anyone that snores. Life changer. It takes a while to get used to it, but those are my tips for the back sleep. Now for those that are front sleepers, I tend to go between the front and the side, but for the front sleepers there's a little bit more work to do. So when you're lying on the front, you want to make sure that you're not elevating the neck and posture too much. So what I like to do is I like to have a thin pillow, and the front position is often called the army crawl position because children tend to sleep in that. They tend to bring one arm slightly up and one knee slightly up, and it has that army crawl look, and it's been known to be quite a restful position to sleep. And if children can sleep like that, I think there's something to it. But it's really what you want to do is support your body. So when you're lying on your side in that army crawl position, you want to make sure that your pillow is supporting your neck, but it's also half supporting your chest and arm, because if it's just supporting the head, it can put the shoulder at a vulnerable position. So keeping it slightly long ways, having your arm over it, like so, in the army crawl and relaxing down, that is the best way to sleep. Once again, don't bring the arms too over the head, it can tend to pull on the ears. Bringing it down is the best sleeping to go. This is another position. When the more the arms are down, the better, and it's a very comfortable position. Some people struggle with it, but if you're a front sleeper, that's how you would support it. So that's the back, that's the front. Remember, the higher the arms, you tend to find the shoulder lifts to the ears and you get very, very stiff around here. So just gently dropping the shoulder down and having that army crawl position, that's the best way to support the long pillow. You can get longer ones, a little bit longer, that's it. So the next position we want to hit now is the side sleep, which tends to be the most common way to sleep. And there's a little bit more work with propping ourselves into that. So I'm going to break down into this.